Joining me live now are Suruchi Gandhi, principal of the Bal Bharati Public School in Delhi. We also have with us Zubin Malhotra, who is a career coach and counselor at Career Guidance India. Vaishnavi Shivani is a class 12 student. Kavya Gupta is a class 12 student. Rajneesh Gupta is a parent of a class 12 student. Himanshi Kapoor, also a class 12 student. Utkarsh Dev is in class 12 as well. Welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for being with me here on this special broadcast. We'd like to get all your voices on our channel right away, right at the start. I'm going to ask our producers to quickly brief me on which ones we already have on air right now. Okay, let's go first across to Suruchi Gandhi. She's the principal of Bal Bharati Public School. Madam, I'm coming to you first for your reactions on this assessment that have come in at this late stage. We're getting very, very diverse opinions from different students at this time. How do you see it personally? Do you think this is a good formula?
Well, it's a very famous saying in English that one man's meat can be another man's poison.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to please everybody. And there can be no universal formula that makes everyone happy. I think given the very adverse circumstances and the exceptional situation that we are in, an expert panel of educationists has come to the most viable and the most reasonable solution, even though it might make some of the people unhappy. My advice to students is that please stop overthinking. Please rise above marks. Life is not all about marks. So somewhere everybody is sailing in the same boat, and we have to accept and surrender now.
Yeah.
Whatever the decision has been there. And of course, there's a grievance redressal mechanism. There's a moderation committee. So the interests of all will be protected.
Himanshi, what is your reaction? You've seen the formula 30 plus 30 plus 40. It's 40% class 12, 30% class 11. And 30% class 10. How do you see it, Himanshi? You're in class 12.
Right. So I think giving a weightage to class 10th is still, understandable. But because we put in a lot of effort for class 10 boards, to get the subjects of our choice in 11th and 12th. But in 11th, we're just forming an understanding of our subjects and just focus on class 12 boards. So I think 11th marks should not be considered. Because obviously every student may or may not get good marks in 11th grade because of their focus on class 12 boards itself.
Okay. Vaishnavi, what do you think? You just heard Himanshi say that, it's a bad idea for class 11 marks to also be brought into the formula here. What do you think? Do you agree with Himanshi, or do you think this is a good formula?
Like what Himanshi said, I think a lot of students weren't as focused during 11th grade. I feel like in a lot of the conversations I've had, people have expressed their concerns about not scoring very well in 11th grade. But there's also the flip side of the concern over 10th grade marks being included, because a lot of the students had to do subjects that they didn't like in 10th grade. So, for example, a humanities student would have had to do science as well. And it's not sort of fair to consider the science marks to evaluate someone who's now doing humanities. But overall, I do think it's a good formula, because children who have been consistently performing well would score marks even now.
Yeah.
But now, I think those who would have wanted to improve towards the end would not have the opportunity to do so in this formula.
Kavya, what do you think? Students who, haven't performed well in 11 are going to have sleepless nights now. And let me make a confession. If I was among you right now in class 12, I would have felt the same way, because I did really well in class 10, didn't do so well in class 11. And, of course, there was no corona that time, so we had our board exams. But if someone gave me a formula like this, I've got to be honest with you guys, it would have been pretty scary for me. How do you feel, Kavya?
On the one hand, I agree with what Shivani was saying about the 10th grade results, but it's good that they're considering the best of 3 instead of having an average of all the subjects. As far as 11th grade marks are concerned, that they can be a bit dicey, because for a student, even for a serious student, may be possible that because they were very new to the subject, they didn't have a proper understanding of it, and they probably didn't score as well as they have, or as they did not live up to their potential, and did not score as well they could have in the final grade 12 exam. And there's so many, and 11th grade, because it's not viewed as an academically serious year in comparison to 12th grade, a lot of people might also focus on other things, for example, on the extracurricular activities. So there definitely is that factor. And lastly, every school has had a different question paper, a different way of evaluating their students throughout 11th and 12th grade. So of course, it won't necessarily be a level playing field for all students.
Okay, it's not going to be a level playing field, and and as Suruchi ma'am said, one man's meat is another man's poison. And the thing about this formula, and I'd like to bring Zubin Malhotra, who's a career coach and counselor, also in on this. Zubin, welcome. Kids, students who are going to have a lot of anxiety now about not having perhaps done well in class 10 and 11 and were hoping to do much better in class 12. This is going to take some working around now. There are going to be lots of kids, wondering how to fix this, and it doesn't seem like there's very much in their control now.
Shiv, with a solution like this, you take 100 kids and, you'll be hard put to find 5 or even 10 who will be really happy with the formula that has been put out. There are, whichever way you look at it, should 10th marks at all be included in your 12th final score, given that these were subjects that the students weren't studying at all? There is no choice in the 10th. If you look at it from the debate of, why 11th are being included, students are still getting used to it. They're not taking it seriously. Students will have objections to why are they being based on pre-board marks, because schools purposely make the pre-boards much tougher just to get the students geared up to, perform well on the actual boards. So whichever way you look at it, there will be students who will be unhappy. As a counselor, the other concerns that I have is that, number one, from whatever that I've read and understood, this is going to be an aggregate score that the board will give out to the student. It's no longer going to be subject-wise individual marks, which means that this specifically has an impact on admissions to universities, where there's a certain minimum score required in a certain subject, or a best of 4 out of the 5. So, there is going to be, another round of stress and change and change from the past.
Incredible.
Into how universities have admitted students and on the grade and mark.
No, because
that's point number one. But very quickly. And the second point here will be that it's not only going to be dependent just on how the student has done in class 10, in class 11, in class 12, but there is also going to be a moderation applied to the school based on the school's performance in previous years. So there are going to be other factors as well which are going to come into this, which finally results in the student being allotted a particular grade. And of course, they've come out to this point being that if you're unhappy with it, there will be an exam which will be conducted when time is conducive, without specifying, of course, when that is. But I suspect that will be way too late for this admission year and season. So it is, many students are going to be hard put.
This is very concerning, and I wonder how it's actually going to play out. Utkarsh Dev is a class 12 student also joining us. He's from the Lotus Valley School in Noida. Utkarsh, what do you think? How did class 10 and 11 go for you? How comfortable are you with this formula?
I'm not comfortable with this criteria, as although I did good in 10th, 11th was a new experience for me as we studied the subjects more deeply, so it was more difficult to score in 11th. So I believe that the criteria released by the CBSE is unfair.
Okay, you're saying it's unfair. We're getting almost, Zubin, if you notice, we're getting almost a kind of unanimous view from most students. Nobody is shocked, but everybody has some anxiety and concern about it on the issue of being judged on your past performance. We have Rajneesh Gupta also, who's a parent of a class 12 student who's with us. Rajneesh, welcome. A high pressure time for students and parents alike. So I know how you're feeling. The pressure is not anything less on you guys than the kids themselves, also the principals. But how have you received this new criteria and formula, Rajneesh?
No, I'm absolutely elated.
You're happy with it?
Yeah, we are very happy with this solution.
Okay.
I think
First on the show.
Yeah, so you got to be different.
Yeah.
So I think first and foremost, class 12 for students in India has always been a very stressful time. And this is, Kavya is my second daughter. I've had one elder daughter who passed out, and it's always been a very stressful experience, right? And on top of it, the risk of getting sick while going for examination was just, the pressure was really, really high and immense on all of us, right? And we were extremely relieved when the government took the decision to waive off the exams this time. And I think this is a fair formula in an environment which is so dynamic, so uncertain, looking at past performance over a period of time.
Yeah.
So they're not looking at only 1 year or 2 years, they're actually looking at a 3-year performance. Which is on multiple subjects, looking at internal boards. So in a way, they're looking at consistency of performance, right? And this is what they should be looking at even in the long run. Because
But this is, this is the kind of thing that actually frightens me a little bit. And even Zubin and Suruchi ma'am sort of touched upon this. I was the most inconsistent student of all. I did well in class 10. I did fairly badly in class 11. So if, post facto, after I have lost all control on the results, I no longer have any control in those results that are behind me. If someone told me I'm going to be judged on those in what's coming up next in the most important exam of my school life, that would at the very least, to put it mildly, give me some sleepless nights. I'm going to come back to all of you, and I especially want to speak to Suruchi ma'am about how principals and caretakers in schools are going to deal with the fallout of this formula, because it's going to be them who's going to, who will be, they'll be the frontline workers, if I may call it that, as far as this new formula is concerned. Before I come back to you, we've been flooded with voices. Like all of you who are here with me on the show, we've been absolutely inundated with videos of students expressing their views once I opened the doors and invited them to speak on this show. Take a sampling of some of those voices.
While I feel that it is in favor of students to cancel the board exams, however, I feel that providing this criteria wherein 30% marks of class 11th are also being used is not actually a fair assessment. This is mainly because of the reason that the level of difficulty of a certain class 11th paper varies from school to school. So I feel that this is not a proper assessment for calculating the class 12th marks of a student.
I think online learning was itself a big challenge, and in board classes we strive to do our best, as boards are everything. The new 30-30-40 method would have been effective if it was disclosed in advance, and I think it's extremely unfair for the students who worked so hard in their final year. In my opinion, I think 12 marks should be given on the basis of 12 internals.
According to the latest CBSE 12th grade board exam marking scheme, 30% of the mark has been allocated from the 10th grade board exams, 30% from the 11th grade final exams, and 40% from the pre-boards and midterms of the grade 12. This is a really good criteria considering the fact that there were many students who were unfortunate to not attend the online classes or exams properly. A suggestion that is being raised from many students were that if there's a practical exam conducted in the school, the marks of those exams should be taken into consideration as well.
I approve the decision taken by the government, but it may be a big problem for the 40% marks, that is by class 12, because many of the students are not able to give the exam due to the COVID issues. And also the online class has been a haphazard because many of the students may face network issues and lag. So still it's a good decision by the government, but only with the students worry about that our certificate and the job, because probably the 2020 batch is an absolute mess, and let's hope for the best. Let's hope that we will also get job and vacancies and we will not be treated bad.
I think the new policy for the tabulation of class 12 CBSE board exams will have a mixed impact on the students' academic report. I only wish this decision had come out sooner and such delay had not been caused by the government, because the students were facing a lot of uncertainty regarding the same, and I hope that the students do not face any difficulty in taking admissions in their college of choice.
In my opinion, while class 10th examinations are uniform to all the students, whereas class 11 examination varies from school to school. So using that as a basis to calculate the marks of class 12th is not very fair to students. So class 11th examination marks should not be considered while calculating the marks of class 12th.
I believe the evaluation criteria is unfair because many students opt for commerce and arts stream and were not really good in science and maths during their class 10th, and giving 30% weightage to class 10th marks will be unfair to those students because I don't think so that will give them their chance at redemption and help them get into good institute which they deserve. I think CBSE should reconsider and offer an alternate pattern.
Suruchi ma'am, clarify this for me. For students who are, who haven't perhaps done well in their class 11 exams or their class 10 exams and who are hoping to, really score a home run in the class 12 exams, do they have any redressal now or are they stuck with this formula?
You see, as an educator, my heart really goes out to these students who had been studying diligently for their board exams and to know very late that the exams will not be held. But of course, that's the best decision in the given circumstances. I agree totally. I have listened with interest to the views of the students. And I agree with them that 10th is a very basic and a very elementary class. And most of them did not have subjects of their choice. For instance, humanities students being assessed on the basis of maths in class 10th is not fair at all. But again, if we come to the other side, we see in class 11th, children are just initiated to a subject of their choice. And most of them are busy with coaching and tuitions. And as it is, they're a little non-serious in class 11.
Yeah.
So to assess on the basis of class 11th again is a little unfair. But then, as I said, a uniform policy cannot work out to please everybody. So we have to be content with the best possible mechanism that has been worked out. Class 12th also, there is a weightage to practicals, there's a weightage to pre-board exams. And if we talk of children in remote areas where, as you rightly said, they don't have access to laptops or there are network issues, many of them did not even have the access to online classes. So how can you totally judge them on the basis of class 12th exam?
Yeah.
That won't be feasible. So this is the best solution. And as the CBSE has said, there is a moderation committee, there is a grievance redressal cell,
yes,
and children have an option to appear for an exam at a later stage if circumstances permit. So I think they have a lot of options, and I feel that children should stop their overthinking now and be content with whatever destiny has to offer to them.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's incredible because most students will be wondering, we wish we could just, I don't think in any other universe would students be wishing that they could just take their board exams. Most of the time students are probably wishing they didn't need to take an exam of this kind. But here they're wishing that, I wish it was just a normal year where we could sit and take the board exams that we've been studying so hard for. Himanshi, you've heard what Suruchi ma'am has said. There will be the possibility of taking the exam at a later stage. There will be a grievance redressal system. There will be a moderation committee. But, those are all add-ons. The reality of it is this whole thing has been completely upended by the coronavirus pandemic, and it is what it is. And students like yourselves will have to, go with what you've been, the hand that you've been dealt. How are you going to deal with it? What are your chief anxieties? You are on the cusp of getting into university, to college, starting the next phase of your education. So what are your chief anxieties, Himanshi?
Yeah, so I think by the time we get an opportunity to appear for, again for a class 12 board exams, you would have gotten into a college of our choice, and the results would have been out by then, and it would be too late to actually give, another set of board exams. So
absolutely. The thing is, I don't think anybody wants to even think about their board exams once the so-called results are out based on this formula. Kavya, how do you feel about that? What is your chief concern now, right before you begin your entire admissions process into college?
The results to come out because there are so many factors at play. For example, even if you know your past scores, you don't know exactly what the results committee of your school might decide, what exams they might consider 12th grade internal assessment. So just waiting for that. But I feel this is also the opportunity to just look back and see our higher education institutions. The reason why so many of us are so concerned is because it's possible that for some universities, the only criterion so far is just the 12th grade board examination score. So I think this is an opportunity which basically opens, which sort of stimulates us to adopt a more holistic approach when it comes to admitting students to higher education institutions.
Absolutely. Vaishnavi, what do you think? Do you think that's, the next few weeks and months is going to be smooth for you? Or do you think, there are going to be fresh anxieties for you? I mean, this is already something that's pretty big to deal with.
Yeah, I think personally, the entire period will be very anxious for the entire 12th grade system right now, because like Kavya said, we know our past scores, but we don't know what our end result might come out to be. And adding on to what Kavya said, like a lot of our central universities, especially Delhi University, is solely dependent on our board exams. So I think that's what a lot of students will be worried about, whether they'll be able to meet the cutoffs or if the cutoffs themselves will be impacted because of the new mode of evaluation that has been decided this year.
I'm going to try and go across to Prema. I hope you can hear me. Take it away. Tell us what students with you think.
Well, students here say that the uncertainty continues because even though the marking system has been declared, what will be the final result? Will they be happy with what they get, and will they get a chance to address these grievances through a revaluation? I have with me two students here. If you can tell us, what do you feel are the main concerns once your results come out, when they look at 30% weightage to class 10, 11 exams and 40% weightage to class 12 internal exams?
Subjects like SST and sciences are not a part of my curriculum right now. So I think this that was in class 10. So that has been a whole shift. Also, students who have been in a different board in class 10 and are changing their board will be an issue for them to calculate. So this is a bit arbitrary and a bit of ambiguity exists there.
Okay, so a bit of ambiguity there. I'm going to take another question now to you. When it comes to your results in class 12, what did you hope for? Because you hoped to sit for these exams, that did not happen. Now with this marking system, how do you look at your future when it comes to college admissions?
See, like until June 1, we were prepared that we are going to give our boards, but like again on 1st June, they were like, no, the boards aren't happening. So it was a difficult thing. And now that the criteria is announced, we don't know our results will be satisfactory, or we could have done it better if we have given exams. So let's see about admissions, and let's see if we're satisfied with the marks which are being given to us.
So if you're not satisfied with the marks, will you go in for revaluation?
It depends on the situation. Like right now, according to the situation, they have been cancelled. So it clearly depends what will be, and should we give and should we sit for the boards, that is completely on time.
We're going to be tracking the fallout of this formula very, very closely here on India Today. I'd like to thank Suruchi ma'am, Zubin, Rajneesh and all of the students who've joined us from across the country on this developing story here. I wish you the best. India Today will always speak your voice. We'll keep you posted on any changes that the government brings in on this formula, the grievance redressal, everything. You'll find it here on India Today. Consider us your allies as you go forward in these very important steps. Thank you very much for giving us your valuable time and being with me here on this show.
Keep watching India Today.